Look closely at the world around you. Look at the history of humanity. Look at the last 24 hours of your own life. What do you see? Do you see a species that is in control of its destiny? Do you see individuals who are masters of their own minds? Or do you see a world that is running on a loop? You see wars that no one wanted, yet they happen with mathematical precision. You see cycles of destruction that repeat century after century. You see a species that claims to be rational, yet acts with total insanity. And when you look in the mirror, do you see a free man, or do you see a collection of automatic reactions? When the traffic is slow, do you choose to be impatient, or does impatience simply happen to you? When a desire for distraction arises, do you choose it, or does your body command it and you obey? For thousands of years, the guardians of the mysteries, from the sands of Egypt to the mountains of the Himalayas, have whispered a terrifying explanation for this condition. They said that humanity is not awake. They said that humanity is living in a state of hypnotic sleep, and in this sleep, we are being used, we are being harvested. They taught that man is a machine, a puppet moved by invisible strings, and the hands that hold those strings belong to the stars. Welcome to Hidden Atlas. Today, we are not just scratching the surface of esoteric history, we are digging down to the very foundations of the matrix. We are going to explore the forbidden cosmology that suggests Earth is not a school, as the New Age teachers might tell you, but a farm, and we, the humans, are the cattle. This sounds dark. It sounds like a nightmare from which you want to wake up. But as the Gnostics said, knowledge is the only redemption. To escape the prison, you must first see the bars. You cannot saw through chains that you do not believe exist. Today, we undertake a dangerous expedition to map the invisible prison that surrounds your consciousness. We are going to deconstruct the ancient axiom that states the fool is ruled by the stars, but the wise man rules the stars. We will explore the 7 governors, the law of accident, and the ancient idea that your very personality is a foreign installation designed to keep you asleep. Let us begin with the most controversial concept in esoteric history, a concept that changes the way you look at the night sky forever: the moon. To modern science, the moon is a dead rock, a satellite that affects nothing but the tides of the ocean. To the poets, it is a symbol of romance and mystery, but to the ancient esotericists and to the masters of the fourth way, like George Gurdjieff, the moon was something else entirely. They presented a chilling theory: man is food for the moon. What does this mean? The universe is a giant organism. Just as your body has cells, and those cells must work to feed the organs, the solar system has planets, and energy must flow between them. Gurdjieff taught that the Earth and the moon are like a mother and a child. The moon is an unborn planet, a cosmic fetus that is hungry for energy to grow. And where does it get this energy? It gets it from the organic life on Earth, from us. The theory states that when humans react mechanically, when we get angry without reason, when we feel intense jealousy, when we suffer from fear and anxiety, when we spill blood in meaningless conflicts, we release a massive amount of psychic energy. This energy does not disappear. The ray of creation tells us that this energy flies upward. It feeds the lower parts of the cosmic system. It feeds the moon. Think about it. When is humanity most chaotic? When do the police stations fill up? When do the hospitals overflow with strange accidents? During the full moon. The word lunatic comes from luna. We think we are having our own emotions. We think, I am angry because he insulted me. But what if that is an illusion? What if you are simply being milked? What if the wars, the revolutions, the mindless violence of history are nothing more than a harvest festival for the cosmic forces? As long as man is asleep, as long as he identifies with his negative emotions, he is an efficient battery. He produces the energy required by the system. The system needs you to be angry. The system needs you to be sad. The system needs you to be in a state of constant low-level suffering. If everyone woke up, if everyone became peaceful and conscious, the cosmic economy would collapse. The moon would starve. This is why waking up is so difficult. The universe itself resists your awakening. You are trying to go on strike against your employer. The moment you try to be conscious, the moment you try to escape the matrix, something will happen to distract you. The phone will ring, you will get a headache, an old memory will haunt you. Someone will start an argument with you from no reason. These are not accidents. These are the immune system of the matrix trying to put you back to sleep. To understand how we were captured, to understand how this system of control works inside your own mind, we must look at the ancient teaching of the descent of the soul. In the Hermetic tradition, the soul begins its journey in the octoad, the realm of the fixed stars, the place of pure divine light. In this state, the soul is free. It is pure potential. It is unconditioned. But it desires to experience. It desires to know itself. So it falls. It begins the long descent toward the dense, heavy vibration of the earth. Imagine a diver diving deep into the crushing pressure of the ocean. To survive, he must put on a heavy metal suit. The soul does the same. As it descends from the realm of pure spirit towards the physical earth, it passes through 7 cosmic spheres. These are the spheres of the classical planets: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. The ancients called these spheres the 7 governors, and they are not benevolent rulers. They are gatekeepers. As the soul passes through each sphere, it is given a garment, a vehicle to operate in that realm, but it also receives a limitation. It receives a vice. It receives a distortion. First, the soul passes through the sphere of Saturn. Here, it leaves the realm of eternity and enters the realm of time. Saturn gives the soul the gift of reason and structure, but it extracts a heavy price. It installs the program of false logic. It teaches the soul to doubt. It installs the program of fear, fear of the future, fear of scarcity, fear of death. Before Saturn, the soul knew it was eternal. After Saturn, the soul is terrified of ending. It becomes heavy, cold, and melancholic. Then the soul descends further into the sphere of Jupiter. Here it acquires the garment of false ambition. It forgets the unity of all things and learns hierarchy. It learns the desire to rule, to accumulate, to be more than others. Jupiter installs the program of vanity and the desperate need for external validation. Next comes the red planet, Mars. Here, the soul forgets that it is an invincible spirit and learns that it must fight to survive. Mars clothes the soul in the garment of false power. It installs the impulse of aggression, rage, and the belief that might makes right. It gives us the fight or flight mechanism that hijacks our nervous system. Then the soul passes through the sun, the center. Here it receives the sense of self, vitality, and identity. But the shadow of the sun is pride. The soul acquires the false ego. It learns to say, I. But this is not the true I of consciousness. It is the small, arrogant I that believes it is separate from the rest of the universe. It is the ego that demands to be the center of attention. Down into Venus, the sphere of beauty. Here, the soul forgets the bliss of divine union and begins to crave external satisfaction. It learns that happiness is out there, in a body, in a substance, in a sensation. This is the birth of addiction. Venus installs the program of false desire. It creates the endless, aching hunger that can never be satisfied by physical things, leading to lust and lethargy. Then Mercury, the messenger. Here the soul enters the realm of the mind. It learns to label things. It learns to calculate. But Mercury is the trickster. It installs the program of false speech. It teaches the soul to lie, to deceive, and to construct complex mental labyrinths that hide the truth. It gives us the restless mind that never stops chattering, never allows us a moment of silence. Finally, the soul enters the sphere of the moon, the closest sphere to Earth. The moon governs the fluids, the biological cycles, and the unconscious mind. Here, the soul drinks from the cup of forgetfulness. It enters the realm of false reality. It forgets where it came from. It forgets its mission. It falls into a deep, hypnotic sleep. By the time you are born as a crying baby in a hospital room, you are buried under these 7 heavy coats. You look at the world, but you do not see reality. You see through the filters of the 7 governors. You see a world of fear, conflict, and desire. You think this is real life. You think this personality, this collection of fears and likes and dislikes, is you. But it is just a simulation running inside your own psychology. It is a foreign installation. Because of this structure, the human being is not a unity. This is the most painful realization for the seeker. We like to think, I am one person, I am John, I am Sarah. But the esoteric teaching says, no, you are not one, you are many, you are a legion. Imagine your psychology is a house, but there is no master in the house. The master is asleep in the basement. Instead, the house is full of servants, and each servant wants to be the boss. At 8 a.m., the servant called work is in charge. He is serious, disciplined, and makes a plan for the day. He says, I will be productive. But at 8:30 a.m., the servant called hunger enters the room, kicks work out, and takes charge. You eat. At 9 a.m., the servant called anxiety hears a news report, panics, and takes over the house. The plans are forgotten. At 10 a.m., the servant called lust sees an attractive person and takes control. Each of these servants calls themselves I. I want to work. I want to eat. I am afraid. But they are lying. They are not you. They are just the planetary programs running their scripts. The Mars program, the Venus program, the Saturn program. This is why we cannot keep our promises. I will start a diet tomorrow, says the servant active on Sunday night. But on Monday morning, that servant is gone. A different servant is awake, one that likes sugar, and he says, what diet? I want cake. We think we are weak. We are not weak. We are simply absent. There is no one home to keep the promise. The tragedy of human life is that we live and die without ever meeting our true self. We spend 70 years serving the planets. We spend 70 years reacting to the weather, to the news, to the insults, to the compliments. We are like leaves blowing in the wind, thinking that we are flying. We are biorobots. When Saturn aligns in the sky, a wave of heaviness hits the collective human atmosphere. The sleeping man feels it and says, I am sad today. He identifies with it. He drowns in it. When Mars aligns, a wave of irritability hits. The sleeping man snaps at his partner, yells in traffic, and says, everyone is annoying today. He does not see that he is merely amplifying a cosmic frequency. He is a radio receiver that cannot turn itself off. This mechanical life is a circle. It repeats. The ancients called it the wheel of samsara, or the circle of necessity. As long as we react mechanically to the planetary influences within us, we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes, the same heartbreaks, the same arguments, lifetime after lifetime. The script is written in the stars, and we are just reading the lines. Is the situation hopeless? If we are food for the moon, if we are puppets of the planets, why try? The ancient masters, from the Gnostics to the Sufis, from the Stoics to the Fourth Way, all agreed on one thing. Escape is possible, but it is reserved for the rebels. It is reserved for those who are willing to die before they die. What does it mean to die? It means the death of the false personality. It means the dismantling of the machine. The key to the lock is consciousness. The planetary forces operate in the dark. They operate in the unconscious. Like germs that need darkness to breed, your negative patterns need your sleep to survive. When you shine the light of pure, non-judgmental awareness on a pattern, it begins to disintegrate. Imagine you are angry. The Mars program is running. Your blood is boiling.
Usually you say, I am angry. You identify, you fuel the fire. But if you can split yourself, if you can stand back and say, I see the anger, it is a chemical reaction, it is a cosmic wave passing through this body, but it is not me. In that moment, you stop feeding the moon. In that moment, you steal the energy back from the governor. This is the creation of the solar body. The alchemists spoke of turning lead into gold. This was never about chemistry, it was about psychology. Lead is the heavy, dark, unconscious weight of Saturn. Gold is the radiant, conscious light of the spirit. Every time you do not react mechanically, you save a drop of energy. Drop by drop, day by day, you accumulate this substance. Eventually, you have enough energy to crystallize a center, a permanent I, a master who sits on the throne. When the master is present, the planets still spin. Saturn still tries to make you sad. Mars still tries to make you angry. But they are no longer commands. They are merely suggestions. They are background noise. The master decides. Today, I will use the fire of Mars to create art, not war. Today, I will use the limitation of Saturn to focus, not to despair. This is the definition of freedom. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. That is usually just slavery to Venus. True freedom is the ability to choose your response to the universe. To rule your stars means to move from the periphery of the circle to the center. At the periphery, the wheel spins fast. You are dizzy, thrown around by life. At the center, there is stillness. The path we have described today is not for everyone. Most people love their sleep. Most people love their chains. They love the drama of their Mars and the self-pity of their Saturn. They will fight to protect their prison. They will defend their limitations. But you are here. You are watching this video. That means the magnetic center in you is active. That means the part of you that remembers its origin is stirring. The map is hidden, but it is not lost. We are here to uncover it together. In the coming videos, we will explore the tools of the escape. We will look at the Hermetic principles, the alchemy of the mind, and the lost history of our species. The planets are not your enemies. They are your gym equipment. They provide the resistance you need to build spiritual muscle. Without the weight of Saturn, you could never develop patience. Without the fire of Mars, you could never develop courage. They push you, squeeze you, and challenge you so that you may wake up. If you are ready to stop being food for the moon, if you are ready to reclaim your sovereignty, then join the expedition. Subscribe to Hidden Atlas. Share this signal with others who might be ready to wake up. The more of us who wake up, the easier it becomes for the rest. I leave you with this question to ponder in the silence of your own mind. If you strip away your anger, your fears, your desires, and your thoughts, what remains? Find the answer to that, and you will find the exit. Until next time, watch the skies, but more importantly, watch yourself. The map is in your hands.